BT Moto here, guys. We got some real exciting news. We actually caught a glimpse of the new S1000 or potential S1000 or M1000 circling the Nürburgring doing some test laps. We got some very good images of it without camouflage. I managed to hunt down some of the more detailed images or the high-res images, and I'll be going over those images with you on my phone. I'll be looking them over and putting them over on the screen here. I saw this on Moto Million. Manny, you did a good job with that. I'm gonna go ahead and take the information he has, but I'm gonna build on that as well because we've spent the last couple days confirming some new things about the motorcycle from insiders in the factory. And I have confirmed these details with multiple sources, so let's get into this. First, let's go into our qualifications. We're BT Moto. We've been tuning these bikes since 2010. We're literally the benchmark when it comes to tuning on these motorcycles. But not only that, we make parts for the BMW S1000RR and other parts for other manufacturers that add performance to the motorcycle. A lot of people know us for our IAT kits on the BMW S1000RR, our velocity stacks, our lowering links. We have a very unique and detailed knowledge of these motorcycles since we've owned every single generation and multiples of every single bike, actually. We've had a few of the same generation S1000RRs. Altogether, we've owned, it must be about 15 of these bikes so far, just for BMW. And of those bikes, I've torn them apart multiple times, probably about 200 times over the past 15 plus years. I've made tutorial videos, review videos, so I have a very intimate knowledge of this motorcycle beyond just surface level. And we're gonna try to get into these photos and see exactly every little detail I can pick out of these things and go over with you guys. So I have the image here on the phone here. You can see it right there. I have the first image right here. This is just a shot of the new generation S1000 or M1000RR. Now, usually what we see here from these motorcycles is the S1000RR builds in the same thing that the M1000RR already has. So they'll always release the S1000 first, the M1000RR comes later. We saw this in 2020 when the S1000RR dropped, and then 2021, the M1000RR first premiered. And then in 23, we got a new S1000RR and in conjunction, a new M1000RR that came slightly after. And then in 25, we got a new redesign of the S1000RR again. And then in 26, we got an M1000RR. It's still considered a 25 in Europe, but a 26 here in the States. They have this kind of offset release date in Europe, whereas in Europe, they usually get these bikes around late spring, middle of the year, and we get them later in the year, probably fall or so. So they get a few months ahead of us as far as playing with motorcycles. Now, what I'm seeing here is the headlights. They're not asymmetrical like everyone loves from those Gen 1, 2, and 3 motorcycles that went all the way up to 2019 from 2010. What we're seeing in the design here is kind of reminiscent of that test bike that we saw, the race test bike that we saw, the HP race or whatever it was, that was premiered at Goodwood and had Marcus Flash, the CEO of BMW Motorrad, riding it around. These headlights look like that, but they're not exactly the same thing. The front cowling here I'm seeing is very reminiscent of an M1000RR, but definitely the inlet looks different than even the 23 or the 26 M1000RR. We see they're full LED headlights right here, and we got some new winglets. These are definitely different than we've seen before from BMW. They're not like the conjoined wings that we're used to seeing. These are just flat out wings, kind of like the V4R, I guess you can say, where they kind of have these flat edges and a dual tier wing. But they definitely look like they stick out further than the V4R too and are longer than the V4R. We also see some carbon here, but this weave is not reminiscent what I'm seeing from BMW. Usually it's a tighter weave. This is a larger weave than I'm used to seeing on the BMW S1000 or M1000RRs. We are also seeing a gloss carbon. We're used to seeing gloss carbon unless it was the new M1000, which was a matte carbon finish. I'm also seeing peeking over there, these are these Brembos. Yeah, these are black looking high pures to me, but apparently from the insider knowledge that I have, they're saying that these brakes are actually a little bit different than the high pures and they're made just for BMW. Now this would be going back in time for BMW because BMW in 2020 released those Hayes calipers that had some leaking issues. Then they revised those with the Nissan calipers that came from the M1000RR. They trickled that down. Now, just some general knowledge for you guys, usually what BMW does is they have the M1000RR like we saw in 21, and then 23 with the S1000RR, we saw a lot of that tech trickle down. So the 23 S1000RR became more like a 21 M1000RR, or at least 75%. We saw a new airbox, we saw a new top end, we saw wings that were reminiscent of the M1000RR that didn't have as much downforce, but were pretty close. So they like to trickle parts down. They test them in the M and then bring them down to the S. But these Brembo calipers, I would love it if they went back to a Brembo caliper, because if it is like the high pure, I love the high pures on our Ducati V4. Love that. And looking at the forks here, these are definitely the same forks that we're using for the current gen S1000RR and M1000RR. I can see that actually the name stamped on the fork leg right there. So no changes in the forks at least where I'm seeing this prototype. And I'm seeing these wheels here. These are definitely forged aluminum wheels and they are different. Since 2015, BMW has put forged aluminum wheels on their motorcycles or offered them as an option. And those same wheels from 2015 are getting used on the 2026 models. So they haven't changed at all, but these look like a different configuration. I'm sure we have another photo here that will get a better detail of that. The windscreen, reminiscent of an S1000RR, it does feel a little bit lower. It does look like it's a little bit low, not like a racing screen, so maybe the M1000 will have a higher, if this already isn't the M1000. The mirrors here have an aggressive styling to them, not like the old mirrors that you're seeing, and again, these could just be prototypes, but they do look a lot more aggressive and more flowing with the design of the motorcycle, rather than something that is just placed there in order to pass DOT inspections. But I don't see turn signals on it. Possibly those are integrated in the headlights, because we do see the headlights here. There is a little bit of a DRL at the bottom there, and that could be a turn signal. We don't know. Or part of the headlight could be a turn signal. We don't know that either. But you can see the headlight itself is taped off. They don't want you to get a good look at this headlight yet. I'm zooming out and back in here, and I can see that rear seat pavilion is high. That is a high rear seat pavilion right there. But we'll see that also in other photos. The kickstand doesn't even look like it's sitting on the ground properly. You can see there's kind of like some space there. So maybe they're working on that still. No idea. Let's move on to the next photo. In this photo, we see a side-by-side or a direct comparison of the new prototype we're seeing and the current S1000RR. Now, my inside source is telling me this is a brand new frame, completely brand new frame, new subframe, and I can see the subframe is definitely different here. The trellis looks like it's more for show on the prototype that we're seeing. It doesn't look like it's holding anything, whereas on the current model, the trellis is the subframe, and we have the composite box that holds the battery, the rectifier, the ABS module, stuff like that. We're also seeing very similar exhausts here. This is definitely not a titanium exhaust. This is a steel exhaust. You can see on both the top and the bottom. Looks like they've shrunk the suitcase a little bit. I can still see an exhaust valve clear as day right after that suitcase on top of the exhaust pipe right there. So we still get an exhaust valve. That's no surprise to anyone right there. The tail itself is exposed, which is telling me, because the trellis is cut off on top of that, that they haven't finished, or this isn't a final for the tail at all. I can see a relay hanging out here. I can see other parts where there should be plastics on top of this. So it looks like they've opted not to put the rear tail completely configured on this motorcycle. So if you hate the tail, fear not yet, it doesn't look complete. We've got a new silencer right here. We've got a new muffler right here. This looks to be a completely new muffler. I haven't seen a muffler like this at all provided by BMW. Engine case covers are black. That's pretty standard. We can see some shark fins on the fairings right there. That's reminiscent all the way back to 2010. We get a good look at those Brembos again. And we get a swing arm here that appears to be a new swing arm. That doesn't look to be like the older swing arms. This looks like a new swing arm. And then we've also got an underslung brake caliper. This doesn't look like a current brake caliper that we're using right now. This looks like a new brake caliper, but it definitely has the M coloring on it. And underslung on an S would be great, because that means easy tire changes. It clicks in, clicks out, super simple. All right, let's look at the next image. And the next image has the prototype S1000RR and a current gen S1000RR chasing it. So maybe for benchmarking. Now they're saying the new S1000RR model code is gonna be KS1, and the M1000RR model code is gonna be KS0. Instead of K67 and K66, which it currently is now, the naming scheme. There's nothing really I haven't gone over in this image. This guy's just adjusting mirrors. I'm getting a better look at that inlet, which seems to be kind of a carbon composite look. And we can see the headlights actually running there, but again, they're taped off. So we're not getting a full look at the headlights. I don't know why they're taping them off like that. Even the DRLs at the bottom there are taped off. So we're not getting a full look at this headlight yet. All right, let's look at the fourth image now. We're getting a good side angle of this bike right here. Those Brembos definitely appear to be something Hypure related, or Hypures if not anything. And we're getting a good side view there by the cluster. Underneath the cluster, you can see that's a carbon composite. Now, the last time we saw a carbon inlet like that was the 2324 M1000RR. In 26, they went back to like a metal composite piece. I don't know why they did that, because it looks so much better with that carbon all the way around the dash and in the inlet. And we're also seeing a Brembo master cylinder there. And we're seeing a hydraulic clutch, because I'm seeing a reservoir right there. Hydraulic clutch would be big. We see a lot of problems with the cable clutches. The cable clutches stretch. And when they stretch, it activates the clutch switch. And so many people have problems shifting from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6 when they're really in on the throttle, because the wind is actually pushing the lever in and clicking it. And we have a whole video on that too, on how to fix that for your motorcycle if you have a cable clutch. Now, a hydraulic clutch would eliminate a lot of those issues, and would be a first for a BMW on an S1000RR or M1000RR. We're also seeing the quick shifter. Of course, it's an up and down quick shifter, which we've always seen from BMW on the S1000RR or M1000RR. But we are seeing the rear sets here look a little bit different. These look like a new iteration of the Gillies billet pack that you get from the current S1000 or M1000RR. I'm not seeing an M-Endurance chain. I mean, it looks kind of like an M-Endurance chain, but I guess maybe it's not, maybe it is. Maybe it's a 520, I can't tell. 525, 520. We saw a 520 on the 25 V4 and the 26 V4R. They've actually moved to a 520 chain, whereas a lot of manufacturers still keep that 525 because there's so much power going through these motorcycles. And we're getting a good look at the rear wheels again, these forged aluminum wheels, which we can see are clearly different than the current model's forged wheels that we've seen since 2015. So over a decade of the same style wheels, these are slightly different. Now in the next image here, we got a view of the dash. The dash looks like a damn iPad turned sideways. And because I got these images in a higher resolution, you can see a little bit of the RPM actually going up right there. And BMW tends to have a very nice looking display. This one looks very basic, so maybe they're still programming it. But one thing I did hear from an insider was this screen is going to be touch screen, which would be completely different than what BMWs have released in the past. BMW's never had a touchscreen for the S1000 or M1000. We typically see that in KTM higher models, and we see that in a Honda, like the Africa Twin even has a touchscreen. But we also see the clip-on here on the left side, which is a complete disaster, looks like to me. It's a hodgepodge of buttons, which means they're getting rid of the magic wheel. A magic wheel, it's a love or hate it type of thing. And the more you used it, the less consistent it got. It kind of just lost its elasticity after a while and turns into junk. Or if you even down the bike even once, the wheel's like basically useless. So I'm kind of glad they're going to this system, but it looks like a lot of buttons on the clip-on there. And you can see we got dynamic dampening. My sources told me that the dynamic dampening on this is going to be an upgrade from the prior model. And we're getting a look at the key too, which that may not be final either, but it looks like a spaceship. Who knows what's going on in that thing. We can see the airbox as well, or part of the airbox inlet. It looks like they may be going to that new Alpinia one that we saw on the 26 and 27 M1000RR. It's a larger, much larger airbox, and the velocity stacks are completely different too. That would be a great upgrade right there. My sources have told me that the engine from the M1000RR, the current one that's making all kinds of power, it's close to 220 wheel horsepower, is being ported to the S1000RR. Now in the past, what we've seen with that, it isn't the entire engine. It's the head, which is much better than the current one that's on the S1000RR, the airbox, which is also much better than the current one, the S1000RR, and the velocity stacks and inlet, which is both better than the S1000RR. So if that's true, that's amazing. They also said that the M1000RR, the new one, is getting a completely new engine. They said it's going to walk all over Ducati. It's going to make the most power of any bike. Now that remains to be seen, but that's pretty cool if that's actually true. Because BMW did forge the way in 2010 when they made a bike that was so powerful, nothing can compete against it. Maybe they're going to try to do that again. Now, as far as the release goes, I'm hearing production is starting early next year with a release in Europe mid-year, and then later in fall and winter for the US. And we're also seeing some carbon composite around the dash, which again, reminiscent of the 2324 M1000R that I love so much. The thing that tells me this may be an S model and not an M is because M always came with manual suspension, never came with DDC, the dynamic dampening. Only the S came with the dynamic dampening, but they also maybe put in the M, so we don't know right now. Now in the next image here, we're getting a clear view of that tail. Carbon composite underneath, it looks like, or some kind of composite. It doesn't really look like carbon, it looks kind of like some kind of carburetion. But the license plate also says M at the top. Maybe that means M. Maybe that means the M version of the S1000RR. We have no idea. And we're seeing some of the rear suspension here, which appears to be the same kind of suspension as the current models. Even though, of course, I'm sure that we're renewing the suspension for something that's new and something that's more adjustable, but this looks like the same kind of style as we've seen since 2020. And again, this just reaffirms what I said about the tail right here. The tail has some tape on it. The seat, actually, you can see in between the seat and the rear pavilion, it's missing its plastics. So it's missing the final touches to this. And you can see the trellis even. It looks like the trellis might be for show. It might be a whole composite piece that has a trellis just for accenting. It doesn't actually work though. And you can see it's cut off. And because it's cut off right there, I'm thinking the tail kind of goes around that, right beyond it. So it looks like the trellis goes into it or is functional, but obviously is not functional. We're also getting a better look at those wings. Those wings don't just cut off at the top from the two-tier. They actually connect back to the motorcycle as well. So they're shooting for some big downforce on this. I'm not seeing anything different on the engine cases, radiator, engine cooler. That all looks the same. Even the brake reservoir looks the same as it's always looked. Now we got the final image here, and this is just a shot of the back of the bike right here. If I zoom in really good on these high-res photos, I can see they've literally Sharpied out M. It said M on there like it was a secret, and they just put a Sharpie over it. You can clearly see it through the Sharpie. That's not very well disguised. So maybe this silencer is going to be M specific and possibly an option. Maybe there'll be a base model one in this M one. I have no idea. And again, Look at that rear seat pavilion. We're seeing relays hanging out there, and we can see rubber stoppers right there. Obviously, there's something supposed to be on top of this, and at the bottom of the tail right there, you can see a clip that you're supposed to screw into. Yes, we are missing the final plastics from the tail, so maybe the tail's gonna look better because it doesn't look great right now. And we can, again, see that trellis cutting off clearly there, and the trellis doesn't really connect to anything. It seems to be molded onto the subframe here. We have the rectifier in the same position as we had for the prior gens. The shock looks essentially the same. The rear set, this is a better shot of the rear set here. This is obviously the Geely's adjustable rear set, and the swing arm definitely does look brand new. So that's it for the photos and information I have at this moment. When I get more information, I'll make more videos, and if we actually get a chance to get a peek at this bike before it releases, I'll of course run to wherever I gotta go to see this motorcycle so I can give you guys some insights on what I'm actually seeing with my own two eyes. I'm also disappointed we're not getting actual turn signals integrated in or a tail light, but a lot of manufacturers are doing this now. We saw this with the RSV4. Even Ducati doesn't have turn signals anymore if you pull off that rear plastic thing that comes with it. So a lot of bikes are going to this race configuration basically. But that's also not something we haven't seen. That's been the same from BMW since 2020. So that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.